Behold!
I found him outside. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Recently, I went full PT Barnum, like when he stapled the top half of a monkey to the bottom half of a fish, and I decided to order a taxidermied centipede and tarantula with the intent of combining them into a tarantulepede using a scalpel and superglue. In honor of that, I'm gonna tell you about some stupid folklore animals that humans used to believe in. The first creature on the list is something I could never hope to correctly pronounce.
What?
A creature from Mesopotamian mythology, sometimes affectionately referred to as the Scorpion Man, which I will be calling it as well because I don't want to keep failing to say abraca-watermelon. The Scorpion Men are described to have the head, torso, and arms of a man and the body of a scorpion. They're described as that, but I like this one better, so I'm gonna tell you that it's this one. These scuttlebugs were tasked with warning interlopers and opening and closing the gates for the Lord of the Sun. They're like the folklore equivalent of like bouncers or toll booth workers or meter mids or some shit. I don't know how humans interloped on the sun without getting Kentucky Fried. Maybe they didn't know how the sun worked yet, or maybe I just didn't read it that closely. Instead of checking myself, I'm gonna let you smugly correct me in the comments because it's better for my engagement than being factually accurate. Don't hate the player, hate the game. These creatures come from the Epic of Gilgamesh. They were first created by the god Tiamat in order to wage war against the younger gods for the murder of her mate Apsu. Oh. So sweet. Next time I'm feeling lonely and do one of my trademark romantic gestures made to a dead woman, I'm gonna use Bugmen too. I can't really find that much else about them though. Oh yeah, and also, they're gay. Okay, next old-timey cryptid. Does anything grab your attention when you first see this? That's right, this man has clearly dropped something. This is the, I'm gonna butcher this, Shirim Yokai, and it translates from Japanese roughly as "but I strange apparition." I know I make a lot of shit up. This one, you guys, I wish I made this shit up. There's a whole bunch of images of this thing that I don't feel confident putting in a YouTube video, so just know you can Google it. From Wikipedia, the story goes as follows. Long ago, a samurai was walking at night down the road to Kyoto when he heard someone calling out for him to wait. "Who's there?" he asked nervously, only to turn around and find a man stripping off his clothes and pointing his bare buttocks at the flabbergasted traveler. A huge glittering eye then opened up where the strange man's anus should have been. Although it has a very startling appearance, it does not mean to harm people. Its joy comes from scaring the shit out of people. Okay guys, I know how this looks, especially because of like who I am and what I can do. I promise you that I did not have a phase of my life where I would get drunk and run around Japan flashing people my ass. I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that? The next unique little critter on this list is the Hecatoncheires. These entities were from Greek mythology. They were a group of 3 giants, all with 50 heads and 100 arms because the Greeks hadn't invented the concept of overkill yet. They were the children of Gaia and Uranus. Monstrous in size and strength and ugliness. So ugly that someone with a name like Uranus did not even give them a name. In fact, in some versions, Uranus saw how ugly the Hecatoncheires were at their birth and pushed them back up into Gaia's womb.
Jesus put it back in. It's clearly not done yet.
But in the end, they overcame being ugly and were the only way that Zeus and the Olympians overthrew the Titans. They had a lot of arms and could throw lots of big heavy rocks at everybody. They were weirdly specific to the job in question, and for some reason this kinda reminds me of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Next up is the Camazots, a creature from Mesoamerican folklore. The first line that every source repeats is that they are associated with night, death, and sacrifice. This creature is most commonly depicted as a humanoid bat. Some of the cultures who had this myth also thought of it as the god of bats. In one version of the myth, he appears before mankind and brokers a deal between humans and the Lord Tahil, the patron god of Quiche. By the way, if I'm getting pronunciations wrong, I know I am. I'm just gonna say I'm getting it wrong. What do you want? I was written by a white guy who was uneducated. Humans got the use of fire, and Tahil got their armpits and waist, cause he's kinky like that. That's where certain Mesoamerican cultures got the ritual sacrifice of cutting people open at the torso. Learning is a non-stop adventure. In my version of the myth, he's a used car salesman and an alcoholic that is not allowed near school zones, and I don't know why I made that up, but I think mine's the funny one. The end. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with all notifications enabled, or I'll do something horrible and unspecified. You should also go watch my other videos. I want to thank Dead Rex for this awesome new still of AzFk. Shout out to the members of the Inner Circle. Love y'all. Okay, bye.